What is up, Fit Body family? How is everyone doing? Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing week. We are super excited to be coming at you with some reopening updates. I am hoping that maybe some of you will jump on with me here live. Otherwise, this will just be a general announcement post. But if you are able to jump on live and you have questions as I'm going through, please post them up in the comments so that I can address them here and now and hopefully get everyone's questions answered. Just to start, one of the big questions that has already come up is what's happening with the Zooms? Are there still going to be Zoom workouts? If I'm not ready to come back, that's totally fine. It's always been our plan to continue to offer those for the indeterminate future. For the time being, the Zoom workouts are not going anywhere. The Zoom workout schedule is going to stay the same through the next week because that's the last week of the 6-week challenge. And we didn't want to try to make changes for people who only have that 1 week left. We are organizing the in-person workout schedule around the Zooms for the coming week. And then after that, there will be some slight shifts to the Zooms because we'll be doing them from the facility in between the workouts that we're offering in person. So I believe the 5 p.m. is going to be at 5:30 instead of 5 p.m. But we're there's a lot of details we're juggling to pull all of this off for you guys. So we'll have some more updates on the schedule after next week once we get the doors open. So there will still be Zoom options. There will still be on-demand options. Both of those, for those of you who are going to continue working out exclusively at home, we have got you covered there. What will be changing this week is going to be the last week for Core Nightcap and the Daily Challenge. That was something that you guys had asked for pretty overwhelmingly when quarantine began. And we had a lot of traction in the beginning. We had a lot of you guys checking in for the daily challenges and joining for the Core Nightcaps, and we've slowly seen that kind of drop off as time goes on. And since we are now going to be juggling offering both the in-person and the Zoom workouts, we will be taking those away after this week so that we can focus on giving you guys the things that you are asking for and needing right now. With that said, please join me tonight for the final Core Nightcap at 8 p.m. I would love to see you there. As I mentioned before, the Zoom schedule will shift slightly next week. We'll have more updates for you guys on that. And the other thing that will be changing is right when we open the doors, in-person workouts will be exclusively for members. So people on intros, people on promos will only be allowed to do workouts, the at-home workouts, the Zoom workouts, and the Fit Body on Demand until we know that we have enough space to accommodate our actual members, just because we are going to have to limit the session sizes when we start. So that's another change. We are retaping the facility again this weekend, trying to reorganize it a little bit. But the capacity, the max number that we think we're going to be able to get in with the new layout of the facility and the 8x8 squares is 15 people. So there will be a capacity of 15 for each workout. You will have to sign up in advance. If there are open spots, you can sign up to 2 hours in advance. You can't sign up right before just because we need to know who's coming. We need to be able to plan. We might be able to reduce that window for sign up ahead of time once we get the doors open and our team is more comfortable and more confident with the turnover between sessions. But just to start, we do need to know ahead of time who's going to be coming. So don't try to wait until 30 minutes before the session and get online to sign up. You won't be able to. You also have until 6 hours before the session to cancel if you have signed up and reserved a spot. If you either don't cancel 6 hours before or you don't show for the session that you've scheduled, there will be a $15 no-show fee. We will be strictly enforcing that just because when you're taking that spot, that might mean that someone else is not able to get in for that workout. So we are still sorting out a couple of things with scheduling in the app, which I'll talk about in a second. But once we get all of that sorted out, it is super, super easy and user-friendly for you to sign into the app, schedule your sessions, cancel your sessions, whatever you need to do. So we are asking for your cooperation and your diligence with scheduling your sessions ahead of time and being really diligent about canceling if you aren't going to be able to make it. On that note, another question that we've gotten from a couple of people is, are we limiting the number of times you can come in for workouts in person? And the answer to that, quite honestly, is we don't know yet. That is something that we are not going to be able to determine until we have a better handle on how many of you guys are ready to come back for workouts in the studio. It's pretty much impossible for us to predict that. So as we are opening up, we aren't placing any limits on the number of in-person workouts that you can do. If we do end up running into a capacity issue or we have an issue where, someone's trying to come in every day and people are not able to come in at all, then we will have to revisit that. But with a capacity of 15 and the number of sessions that we're going to be able to offer, we don't foresee having to limit it right in the beginning. But we will come at you guys with more updates as we have more data and more info. Let's see here. What else do I have on my list? So in-person workouts are for members only. If after the first couple of weeks we still have capacity, then we'll start opening those up for people on intros as well. And a couple of things that you will be required to do that you haven't been required to do in the past. Number one is schedule your sessions in advance, as I've mentioned a couple of times. Cancel 6 hours before if you can't make it, and or pay the $15 no-show fee. As far as masks, Amy put up a post a little bit earlier today, but you will be required to wear a mask at all times in the facility, except when you are in your 8x8 box. So when you're in your 8x8 box, when you're working out, we are leaving it up to clients' discretion, whether they are choosing to keep their mask on or off for the workout. We have more than 6 feet of distance. We have 8x8 boxes. And so we do feel like that's reasonable for you guys to be able to make that decision. And then the other thing that you'll need to do is sign a COVID waiver, just stating that you understand that there is potential risk of contracting the virus, obviously, if you're coming in for a workout. So I will be sending that out later today. We will need to have that on file before you schedule your session. So we'll be going through over the weekend. And if you've scheduled a session and you haven't signed that waiver, we will cancel your session out. So please be on the lookout for that today and get it signed and filled out if you are planning to come in for workouts. And then finally, I believe this goes without saying at this point, but please stay home if you are not feeling well. take into consideration not only your own health, but the health of our entire community. And please, please, please stay away from the facility if you are not feeling well or exhibiting any symptoms or signs of a cold or anything like that. And then finally, I just want to let you guys know we're also super excited to get you back in the facility because we have taken this opportunity to literally clean the facility from top to bottom. And for those of you guys who've been in the facility, you know our ceilings are very high. So that's not an easy task, but we have cleaned the entire ceiling, gotten all of the dust off of the rafters. We have serviced and cleaned the HVAC to improve ventilation. We are going to be increasing the frequency besides just the overall sanitation procedures that we're doing between each workout, which will be all the floors, all the equipment, all the high touch surfaces will be sanitized between the workouts after all the clients leave. So you guys will not be doing any sanitizing. You won't be touching the equipment. You guys will leave the facility, we'll lock the door, we'll sanitize everything, and then we'll invite the next group in. Beyond that, we are also going to be increasing the frequency of steam cleaning, the blue mats, so that we can keep those extra clean for you guys. And then we made a couple of cosmetic updates too. So the studio's looking really good. It's super, super clean for you guys. And we are just absolutely thrilled to get you back in the door and get you welcomed back. So with all of that said, please bear with us, guys. We have never reopened a business in the midst of a global pandemic. And we recognize that we've been planning for this for weeks. We're doing everything that we can to make it super smooth for all of you, but we recognize that there are going to be things that either we couldn't plan ahead for and or just things that are going to come up that we didn't think of. So we ask for your patience, we ask for your grace, we ask for your understanding if you can't get into a workout right away that you want to. You have our commitment that we're going to continue to work towards being able to get everyone in the studio who wants to be working out in the studio. Trust me, that's where we want to arrive, but we also have just a lot of limitations and guidelines and mandates that we have to be complying with to keep you guys safe and to keep the team safe. So please just be patient with us and know that we always have your best interest at heart. We're working really, really hard for you guys, and we're excited to get back to a point, hopefully with everyone's cooperation, of working out successfully and safely in the facility, of restrictions slowly starting to ease, and ultimately being able to get back to workouts as usual. So I'm not seeing any questions in the comments section, so hopefully I have covered everything. The only other thing is there are some issues with the app scheduling that we're still trying to sort out. Some of you guys are getting a message that you don't have credits, and if you are a member, you shouldn't be required to have credits to book your session. So we are looking into that. We're trying to troubleshoot. It's a little complicated because we're not sure if it's on Club Ready's end or the app end, because those two integrate. So we hope to have an answer for you by the end of the day, but we will be in touch. Also, just keep in mind, we have people who've been on hold, anxiously awaiting the facility to reopen. We have progress reports, and so we've gotten a lot of incoming emails. We are trying to get back to people as quickly as possible, but it may take us just a little bit longer than that 1 day turnaround time that we normally strive for, because we've gotten a lot more emails in the past couple of days. Marcia is asking, do we need to bring yoga mats and towels? Yes, you do. Great question. So as explained in the video, you guys are required to bring your things that will enter and leave the studio with you. We're asking you to bring the yoga mat and the towel to place down just so that you are sweating on your towel and that's leaving with you just to help keep the floors a little bit cleaner. And then, but as far as sanitizing, obviously all the towels and rags for that will be taken care of by us. You also will have the opportunity to remove your shoes as well if you prefer to work out on your towel and your mat barefoot. Although we are asking that you bring socks, and they haven't arrived yet, but we've actually got some grippy socks that we'll be selling for people who would rather do grippy socks on their yoga mat instead of shoes. So any other questions, you guys? Great question, Marcia. All right. It looks like that is it for now. I know that was a lot of info. Trust us, you guys. It's been a lot for us to get organized and try to stay on top of, but we're going to figure it out one day at a time, and we cannot wait to see you guys. We're so very excited. It's going to be a big dance party on Monday for those of you who come in. So wonderful. I hope to see some of you guys at 8 p.m. this evening for the finale of Core Nightcap. And otherwise, for those of you doing the challenge, we'll see you tomorrow at the seminar at 9:30 a.m. And then we will see you guys on Monday. Okay, bye.